House just passed a bill to avoid a government shutdown in 3 days. But the real drama's about to go down in the Senate. Oh, and by the way, you should know right after they voted, the House of Representatives went on recess for the rest of the week. More on that in a second. First, I want to tell you about the final vote in the House to avoid a government shutdown. 217 to 213, with one Democrat and one Republican not voting. One Republican, Representative Thomas Massey from Kentucky, voted no. I reported yesterday he was a hard no on this bill. And one moderate Democrat, Representative Jared Golden from Maine, voted yes on this continuing resolution. Golden has been able to hang on to his seat, by the way, in a very red-leaning district that President Trump carried by 10 points. So the reasons why the rest of the House Democrats voted on this bill are vast, but I can generally boil it down to two things, which I have reported on even when Joe Biden was in office. These reasons are pretty universal, no matter which party is in charge. One, they voted no because it's not the minority party's responsibility to pass legislation, especially if that legislation has absolutely no input from the minority party. Now, I don't know what else to tell you. That's just how it works. And that's exactly what happened in this case. It's also important for you to know that the bill that was just passed this afternoon is a continuing resolution, or CR. This is not the budget resolution that I've also been reporting on. The continuing resolution will keep the government open from Friday through September 30th. The budget resolution is the Republicans' spending plan blueprint for October 1st through September 30th of 2026. Okay, two very different things. This is not this. The budget resolution had no part in what was passed today. Also, I want you to understand, while lots of times continuing resolutions just keep spending levels at status quo for short periods of time, this bill the House Speaker just proposed and passed is not that either. This is not going to last for a short period of time. This is going to last for the rest of the fiscal year, 6 more months. This means the United States will have been operating under a continuing resolution for a full year. Not great. Also, while continuing resolutions generally keep spending levels at status quo, this is not that either. While this bill does keep some spending status quo, it makes several key changes. It increases defense spending and increases immigrations and customs enforcement spending, while at the same time cutting hundreds of billions of dollars in non-defense spending from places like education to Health and Human Services to the Department of Labor. And it does not give FEMA the extra funding that it has been requesting to continue to help the victims of natural disasters like the LA wildfires and the hurricane in North Carolina. And it may prevent FEMA from helping victims of future natural disasters that may happen between now and September. As I mentioned yesterday, the real question about whether we're going to have a government shutdown is going to be answered in the Senate. Senate Democrats have a real dilemma on their hands right now. This bill needs 60 votes to pass. That means if all 53 Senate Republicans are voting yes, 7 Democrats would also have to vote yes. That's a tall order. But we also know, generally, Senator Rand Paul, a Republican, hates continuing resolutions, and he usually votes no. So it is possible that Senate Republicans would actually need 8 Democrats to vote yes to avoid a government shutdown. Right now, Senate Democrats are very divided about how they are going to move forward. From their perspective, they say they're faced with just 2 bad options. If they vote no, the government will shut down for all Americans. And now that the House is on recess, if they vote no, there's no last-minute way to keep the government open because there would be no way to pass a bill through both chambers. But the other bad option, according to Senate Democrats, is if they vote yes, they are supporting a government spending plan that they have been railing against for weeks, that they had no input on, and a plan they say would enable President Trump to continue his dramatic cuts to federal agencies, departments, programs, and personnel. It's going to be wild for these next couple of days. I'll keep you posted, but the government shutdown clock is still ticking.